Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard, welcome back, welcome home. As always, completely and totally dependent on where you are in relation to this channel, these energies, these messages, and this week, which happens to be the 29th of November through the 5th of December 2021. Let's talk about what's up. So we start Monday. Hello. We start Monday with the moon moving into Libra. We start several days this week with the moon shifting her placement, which is fascinating to me. 4 of the 7 days, the moon is our primary driver. So let's keep that in mind. There are some really serious complex energies, by the way, this week. There are 2 really tight trine sextile configurations in the sky. Mercury and the Sun, trining Chiron, both sextiling Saturn, and Neptune trining Mars, both sextiling Venus and to a lesser degree Pluto. So this is about healing in action, right? It's about your story, your identity, how you are in creation of that healing and identity, how you are in reclamation of that healing, that identity. So on Monday, right, we talked about the moon moves into Libra, and a couple of the big aspects that day are between Mars and Neptune and Mercury and Chiron. So this is about creation as an action, right? The moon is opposed to Chiron, trining Saturn, creating a space where objectivity is really available to you. And with that Mercury trining Chiron, right, it can even be an expression that's shifting, right? And as we have the moon moving in conjunct to Uranus overnight, that shift is really, really available to you. On Tuesday, the 30th, Mercury sextiles Saturn. The Sun trines Chiron. Venus sextiles Neptune. The Sun sextiles Saturn, right? So that Libra moon is really shifting that energy. And the moon and Uranus, right, you're really being asked to allow your feelings to be fluid and lead the way, right? The question is, how are you walking your walk? How are you talking your talk? Where are you straddling a chasm? Where are you claiming both sides, right? And the key there is that space between where you are and where you think you want to be. It's not real. It's only in your head. So you're already in both places. Can you claim that? On Wednesday, the moon moves into Scorpio and Neptune goes direct. Hey, good morning. We've also got Mercury indirect Uranus, right? Now the key here is that as Neptune moves direct, right, we're going to feel that as kind of a slipping, a blurring, right, a softening, which is really okay. The key here is to keep a fix on your boundaries, right, your internal boundaries and your external boundaries. The other thing for this particular day is kind of watch your mouth. Mercury indirect Uranus, right, can create some blurty energy. And with Neptune moving direct again, it's very, very important that you be mindful that what you say is what you are, even in the blur, right? Especially perhaps in the blur. And then on Thursday, that Scorpio moon is going to join all of our fun, right? So we've got Mars and the Moon, we've got Venus and Pluto, we've got Neptune, asking the questions, where are you going? What are you doing, right? And as the Moon sextiles Pluto, right, those bones are going to come up for extraction. Right, but then we've got that square to Jupiter. So the key here is be mindful of what's coming up to be dealt with, because if you don't, it might get out ahead of you, and you don't want that to leave a mark, right? Especially not a Pluto or a Jupiter-sized mark. On Friday, the Moon moves into Sagittarius, right? And we have a Sun-Uranus in conjunction, and the Moon is opposed to the North Node, right? The North Node is getting ready to change signs, and the key here is, right now, the North Node is in Gemini, really creating that sense of limitless potential for the future, right? We're still in that framing our ideas phase. We're still in that what could be phase. And the beauty part of that, right, is that it's really true. Your future is limitless, right? You have limitless choice. You have limitless potential. The North Node is getting ready to move into Taurus very soon. So be mindful. Utilize this energy at this last degree as before it gets ready to slide back into Taurus. The other thing is that Saturn-Uranus square is heating up. I believe the third and final perfection for this year happens, I think it's on the 24th of December. And we also have a Sun-Uranus opposition. Opposition in conjunction. At any rate, this is about being careful, right? Minding what's happening, checking your periphery, right? We've got this beautiful Sagittarius energy, and we're getting ready for that new moon on Saturday. But on Friday, be mindful of places where there could be misunderstandings, misinterpretations, whether those are real or imagined, whether they are with other people or with yourself, right? Because we communicate with ourselves all the time. And as that moon trines Chiron, we really want to be aware of how we're interpreting that, of how we're creating from that, of how we're allowing our feelings to be in sync with that level of creation, from our wounds or through our wounds, right? From our healing or through our healing. Those are big questions. And then Saturday morning, very early, 1:43 Central Time, we've got a new moon eclipse at 12 Sagittarius. Now, it's kind of exciting, right? So this is immersion energy, right? Sagittarius is that immersion energy. It is about needing to learn through one's own experience. So it's about, how do I relate? Wow. How do I relate to the abstract? How do I relate to something bigger, right? Sagittarius energy, of course, being about religion, philosophy, all things higher, right? Higher learning, higher experience. How do I define myself within those parameters, right? And as the moon is conjunct Mercury, you'll want to really be aware of your languaging and witnessing how that shift and change is available to you in the biggest ways, right? Change is available. Shift is available. And as the day moves on, don't get overwrought about the reality, right? Just be in witness to the potential of the shift. Just be in witness to your own ability to live as the expansion, especially as the moon sextiles Jupiter later that night. How How big can you make it? We talk about this quite a bit. You know, how big can you dream? How big can you dream? This is a very dreamy week, especially with Neptune moving direct. This is a week where you have availability of that big grand scheme, like we talked about from last week, right? The bigger you can dream, the bigger you can manifest, the bigger you can create, because we can't create a thing we cannot see. And as the North Node moves through that last place of Gemini, right, we want to be sure that we're dreaming big. Big, big, big. And then on Sunday, the moon moves into Capricorn, and then squares Saturn, and then later that night, trines Uranus, right? So there's a lot of squares going on that day. The moon and Uranus, Mars and Jupiter, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, and Uranus. So there's also all the Capricorn energy up there, right? We've got the moon and Venus and Pluto in Capricorn. With all that square, you have a couple of options. It's a day that you can get a lot done, right? If you're willing to put your head down and just do what you need to do, right? Contract into your own experience and be functional, right? Use that available energy in Capricorn to further those big giant dreams that you dug into at that time of new moon eclipse, right? And again, that Sagittarius energy really asks you to make it about the abstraction, make it about the mission, make it about the wisdom, right? Sagittarius is really the equals in that equation of knowledge plus experience equals wisdom, right? Sagittarians are always looking for the wisdom of knowledge and experience merged. So this is that time to really find that part of that dream that motivates you, that inspires you, and create from there, right? Okay, well, let's see what we got, guys. We got a double star on Monday, right? We talked about this creation as an action. We talked about objectivity. We talked about how those two trines with the sextiles, like those beautiful shapes, celestial shapes, are super charged, allowing us to really witness creation as an action. We've got double stars here. This is the universe, the celestial, galactic, cosmic energies being at your back, right? Pouring forth upon you, wish fulfillment. Whatever you're doing on Monday, November 29th, I sure hope you are witnessing all the possibilities of your own creations. I hope you're calling them into being. I hope that you are finding all the available magic in your life and queuing it up to help you, right? As this universe is literally handing you, wow, big energy with which to shift. That's beautiful. Yeah, take those energies, those blessings, and run with them, right? On Tuesday, we talked about how the Libra moon is going to shift the energy a little bit. How are you walking your walk? How are you talking your talk? And where are you claiming your self as bridge between who you are and who you want to be, where you are and where you want to be? So look, we've got the bridge. We've got the sword of truth. So we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, right? King of Cups being the embodiment, the mastery of your emotional balance, and the Queen of Swords being the embodiment of your story, your narrative, right? So we're literally talking about talking your talk and walking your walk right here. How are you doing that? How are you in witness to the fact that you are both? Right? We've talked a lot about the polarity shift that is available to you at this time. this is a beautiful representation of that polarity shift, of that polarity reclamation, of claiming yourself as, right, as your divine self. So, I mean, right, we talked about that gap between where you are and where you want to be. Isn't real? It's not. It's all you, right? It's all you. On Wednesday, right, Neptune goes direct. The moon moves into Scorpio. We're talking about how we can make sure that we're minding our boundaries, right? Internal, external. What you say definitely is what you are. So how can you shift, right? The Tower is, of course, about shifting. It's about cataclysmic change. And let's just be really clear. Cataclysmic change can simply be as quietly powerful as making a decision to shift something in your own story, in your own awareness, in your own experience, right? And so as Neptune goes direct and you feel that shift, that softening of the edge, that access to that deeper liminal space of things better felt than spoken, it might just be not shutting that down. It might just be claiming that place where balance and harmony live within you, and really witnessing it as your internal and external balance, right? What you say is what you are. If you witness it as the shit show, it's the shit show. If you witness it as a simple change, it's a simple change. Make up your mind and experience it as such. Woo! On Thursday, right, we talked about this. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and we've got this beautiful moon conjunct Mars, and the moon sextiling Pluto, and the moon squaring Jupiter. Where are you going? What are you doing? What is in your way, right? And we talked about how bones may come up for extraction. So we've got the Six of Cups. This is that energy of unconditional love, that place where you find in your heart you have lived as unstruck, unhurt, that true energy of your heart chakra, right? Which is, in Sanskrit, it's the Anahata. The name means the unstruck, right? That whole concept of live as if you've never been hurt, right there, Six of Cups. And the Seven of Cups next to it is, where is the illusion, right? like we're going to do which one of these things just doesn't belong here, right? And so we talked about what's coming up for extraction. Get rid of it, whatever it is, the mislead in your misleading story. And we're going to talk about that as going into the next day, but as this is misleading you, whatever it is needs to go, right? Let that Pluto just take it away before that Jupiter comes out and makes it any bigger. Be in awareness of your own nonsense. So this is our day for misunderstandings, missteps, real or imagined, right? So the question is it real or is it imagined, right? I know you wanted me to say Memorex. I did too. The moon moves into Sagittarius, matching, right? All of this big Sagittarian energy right now. Immersion. What are you feeling? High Priestess, Two of Cups. These are beautiful cards, bringing you always back to your heart, to your intuition, to your awareness, to your inner knowing. You know what you know like you know it, right? That's High Priestess. Nothing is veiled. We've got Neptune direct. Nothing is veiled anymore, right? That's that beautiful High Priestess energy. We've also got the Two of Cups, bringing you all of this divine blessing energy, all of this availability that we've seen all week, whether or not this is how you witness yourself as the union of the divine, or whether this is how you witness yourself in a relationship or a relationship to another person, place, or thing. It doesn't really matter. If you're witnessing yourself in relation to your higher self, right? We talked about this as being a day to be mindful of misunderstanding and misinterpretation, whether it's real or imagined, whether it's with others or with yourself. These cards are asking you to do the same thing. And then the question becomes, what are you going to do about it, right? What are you going to do about it? Well, guess what? What are you going to do about it? Sagittarius New Moon Eclipse, right? And we talked about how then the moon conjuncts Mercury, creating this opportunity for you to wear your heart on your sleeve and not getting overwrought about the fact that reality is reality, right? Knowledge plus experience is wisdom. You have that power within you to shift. So here we have the beautiful Seven of Wands. What are you defending, right? The Six of Wands is a card of victory. The Seven asks, what is important enough for you to take up the staff and defend yourself? What inspires you to take that on? What asks you to immerse yourself and gives you the motivation to be in your own awareness, right? What sets you on fire? Where are you in your reality, right? The Emperor, of course, he comes back. You know, we've got this beautiful King of Cups up here, and then we have the Emperor, the King of all kings. What are you going to defend? What are you going to allow to shift? How can you create in this eclipse energy with the biggest dream possible, right? Victory is yours. You're going to defend it. You're going to have to hold your space within it. The Emperor says, sure, you've got this, right? You've got it. The key here is, as long as you're in line with that big, giant dream and you're moving from your heart, right? There's nothing. There's no dream too big, right? Moon, sextile, Jupiter. No dream too big. Need proof? Okay, here we go. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Sun. This is glorious. I mean, this is a beautiful week. This is all about new ways to feel, right? Yes, I feel my justification. Yes, I feel myself in my passion. Yes, I feel my heart expanding, right? We talked about our beautiful Anahata. We are unstruck. This is Ace of Cups energy all the way back. And then we have the Sun, the happiest card in the deck, the most beautiful card in the deck. We've got all this Capricorn energy allowing you to be in presence with all of this overflowing blessing, overflowing blessing. If you start this week out the right way, the grateful way, the present way, if you start this week out believing in magic and trusting your process, you're going to end up this week being able to further use this energy to create and really, really, really put the rubber to the road when it comes to your dreams. So I offer you a lot of hope to be able to be present with yourself and the way that you move through this world as magic, the way you walk it, the way you talk it, the way you witness it both inside and outside of you, and the way that you are able and willing to volley what comes at you, especially at this time of this new moon eclipse. Refusing to step down. This is a big deal, guys. This is always about holding that highest space, right? We've got a lot of majors here. We've got a lot of divine intervention here. We've got a lot of heart magic that really wants to come in for you. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. And then we have this lovely, absolutely lovely card, the number 52 card, right? 52 cards in a deck. It says decisions determine destiny, right? Okay, didn't we just talk about that all the way through here? Direction, purpose, objectives, taking a first step. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet a success unexpected in common hours. That's a little throw for you right there. So, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavor to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. I mean, okay, right. Purpose and direction, goals and plans for the future. Without these, our life would be stagnant and have little meaning. Having something to aim for, to achieve, to look forward to, no matter how small, is the difference between day-to-day existence and living a fuller life. Reading, learning, seeing, experiencing something new, and setting goals is a journey to tomorrow. Even the longest journey starts with one first step. Consider the reasons why, the options, the chosen direction, and let your journey begin. Listen up, y'all. Rewind that and listen to it again if you need to, because that is literally the summation of everything we just talked about. Don't back down. Do not back down from what you're being asked to step into right now. Don't. You're so close. Do you feel it? You are so close. Do you feel it? I hope you do. We'll talk more about this new moon, but until then, keep those dreams forefront of your heart, right? Because the universe is literally dishing it up in abundance. Take that on, guys. Refuse to step down. Big blessings.